Anyway, we're going to talk about France. We're going to talk about some big dubs for the socialism in France, dude. We'll do that. We'll do that right now. Let's talk about some good shit, okay? Let's talk about some good shit, not some bad shit. The new Popular Front victory in France, the Labour victory in England, it's over. Europe, a specter is haunting Europe, the specter of communism. It's the Paris Commune, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. I will say this much. I have more confidence in the French new Popular Front than I do with the Labour Party. Partially because I'm maybe not as well read on the new Popular Front and what their attitudes are across the board. But I do think that, like, at least with Mélenchon, there are definitely way more radical elements within the new Popular Front than the Labour Party. I will say that much.
One of these people who gathered for a celebration. This is, of course, an exit poll. Exit polls can be wrong. One in the United Kingdom was very, very accurate. But at the moment, have been punched down into 3rd place.
Bro, this morning, I wake up, there's a fucking delivery, okay? There's a delivery of a dick, like of a penis. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, is someone trolling me? And then I was like, you know what? Maybe the fucking Aussies actually bought it. Turns out the Aussies bought a fucking penis. And Alex is away from the screen right now, waving his cock at me. They bought it for some fucking video thing. And yeah, well, Alexa says he bought it for personal use. Yeah, no, he just came over away from the camera and he's just like waving his fake dick at me. Anyway, all right, let's continue.
Quite an extraordinary sort of early outcome that you're talking about there, Adam, and the opposite of what we've been hearing all week, especially after that first set of results came out last Sunday, and especially given, as you say, they were gathered there to celebrate, and what we're seeing at the moment is something very, very different. After, frankly, for weeks we were hearing that the far right were at the gates of power.
These people thought they were on the cusp of history. The Rassemblement National, I don't think they expected tonight to get an overall majority. They did expect to be the biggest party in Parliament. They've been hearing that for the past week. But what happened was this, what's called a Republican front, where the left and the centre came together. Now that, on the face of it, sounds like it might be straightforward. It is hard sometimes to overestimate the dislike between Emmanuel Macron, the president, the centrist president, and Jean-Luc Mélenchon, the leader.
Adam, I'm going to interrupt you.
Group there.
You're covering the headline. It doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, France's left-wing new Popular Front is currently leading in the exit polls. We'll watch the Mélenchon speech.
Candidates, we decided to fight. My commitment in this campaign was a responsibility majority dominated by France Insoumise and the risk of a majority by the National Rally, and also risk of a movement that incarnates our ideas and values. Ladies and gentlemen, to be prime minister.
Dude,
is
I've been hitting on my life. A lot of the Frenchies that I've been hitting up have been very, very excited. They were legitimately fucking terrified of Le Pen. I do have to give the flowers to the reverse of what happened in Nazi Germany, to the motherfucking Republicans here, okay? Respect to Macron, okay, for pulling this shit off, and then even caving and capitulating and saying, no, we have to collaborate with the fucking, we have to collaborate with the left. This is a very unexpected French W, okay? Let me explain something to you guys. Very, very unexpected French W. It partially happened as a consequence of the left actually getting together and not thrashing one another and creating the new Popular Front. If they had not done that, if they literally did it like they did last time, where all of the Greens, the Socialists, Communists, every other party was like anti-Mélenchon, if they did the same thing they did last time around, which gave Macron more staying power in the French Parliament last time around, even though what is it, unbowed France unbowed, like the Mélenchon's party was unironically doing fairly well. It was in 3rd place. If the French left had not gotten together and got their shit in order, it would have been a massive far-right W. It would have been a far-right victory. They got together, they showed unity, and they forced the Republicans to basically bow down to the new Popular Front. And I will say, I don't think the Democratic Party would have ever done a similar thing in the United States of America if there was an actual social democrat that won the Democratic primary somehow. This is genuinely a massive sea change. Macron was telling his candidates to stay in the race to give seats to the far right. Wait, really? In case you missed it, a Macronist candidate said today that he was dropping out to block the far right in spite of getting a personal request by Macron not to do so. That's actually kind of surprising because I don't believe this, because overall, I'm pretty sure Macron and many of the party leadership literally said, like, no, we are going to collaborate, and whoever has the best chance of winning, you have to vote for them. Yeah, this is basically what happened. The center stopped punching left for once and the left won over the far right. It's really not too complicated. Exactly. One thing that helped NFP is 90% of its leading heads aren't decrepit dinosaurs. Yeah, they definitely did not pull the fucking Democratic Party move. Also, another major problem, and I can't believe I'm saying this, is Mbappe. Marine Le Pen, like a fucking dumbass that she is, was shitting on perhaps one of the most popular people in France in general, leading up to the second round of the elections, which is so stupid. Why the fuck would you do that? Most of the most famous French football players are like of African origin usually, and Le Pen is unironically very fucking racist. So when she shit on Mbappe, you know, it was cooked. She just couldn't dial back the fucking racism. She couldn't dial back the racism until she got over the fucking finish line. Okay, it's like hating on LeBron in Cleveland right before the finals. Yeah, exactly. It's so fucking stupid. France 24 was so surprised by the exit poll they forgot to change the graphics. Yeah, the percentages are fucked up here. Sports accounts literally turned against Le Pen. It is very stupid. It is a very, very stupid thing to do. You should not shit on some of the most famous people in the country leading up to an election because of your unimaginably racist principles. Le Pen forgot what got her to this level of prominence to begin with, which was dialing back the anti-Semitism, dialing back the racism, so she could be like, oh, that was the old me. When I'm fucked up, that's the real me. She pulled the exit valve of racism, and it fucking backfired on her in an unimaginable way. Anyway, let's take a look at France's unbowed Prime Minister Attal should step down. Let's take a look.
At the end of this electoral campaign, where everybody was confronted with their choices, who finally arrived at tonight's result, and I can only hail those who accepted to run, those who accepted to step down, and all those who went door to door, face to face, to convince everyone, and at the end, obtain a result which was claimed to be impossible. There was a huge effort of civil responsibility. We can only admire this at a time when political life seems to be receding. We were able to push the threat away. Tonight, the national rally is far from having these voters were concerned, but now they can be reassured they have won.
How much of this affects Palestine? Both Keir Starmer, from what I understand, Keir Starmer putting like a pro-Palestinian person, and I think I saw Keir Starmer also say that like they are demanding a ceasefire in Gaza, and the French left is also significantly more pro-Palestinian than Macron is. Ultimately, this will be good. It will create additional pressure from two massive European countries. This is from 6 hours ago. Starmer, Palestinian state undeniable right as a part of peace process. This could be lip service, but it definitely is like, I mean, I would say that it's a pretty solid start. Keir Starmer in a call with Benjamin Netanyahu called on him to bring about an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. It's pretty funny because like one of Mélenchon's like weaknesses in the last election cycle was how old he is. He's 72 years old. Okay. He's 72 years old, but like obviously he's like significantly with it. And they would say that he's like an old man, right? And that's such a funny meme to consider when you look at American politics. because he's a spring chicken in the United States of America. As a 72-year-old, he's like considered one of the younger members of the party leadership. Like French people look at him and go, "Oh, what the fuck are we doing? He's too old to run for office. Like, what are we doing?" In America, we look at that and we're like, "Wow, what a vibrant young candidate. I wish we could have a vibrant young candidate like that." They literally are like, "Oh, he's too old." Can you imagine a world where we look at a guy like this who's 72 and go, "Oh man, he's just too fucking old." In America, do you think Macron expected this to happen? I would assume he would do anything to kill socialism or the left. I don't think he expected this to happen. I think that he predicted that the left would not be able to organize, and what happened last time around that allowed Macron to win would happen again. But then the left actually created a new popular front in a matter of days. Macron came out of nowhere and was like, "We're breaking the parliament. We're going to do a new election." His own fucking party leadership did not even know that this was going to happen. And it was a dangerous gambit, especially because he did this immediately after the far right won massively in the European Parliament elections. For him to do this in the eve of like the nationalist momentum that was occurring in the country got everyone to go, whoa, 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 what the fuck's going on? I mean, I guess the best assessment of the situation is that Macron did this specifically because he wanted to like at least own the first 2 years. I believe he had 2 more years of the potential like nationalist parliament. So he could like in his mind, he could potentially control 3 years. Sorry. Thank you. He could control the like next 3 years of like a nationalist parliament, but at least he could like dial it back in his own assessment, because he probably thought, yes, my party is actually very unpopular right now. And yes, the far right nationalists are going to most likely win, but at least I can like control it a little bit. But what ended up happening was that the New Popular Front got their shit together and created a coalition instantly. And when that happened, they got second place. The Nationalist Party got first place in the first round of the elections. And the Popular Front, comprised of a bunch of leftist French parties that previously were famously infighting all the time, got second place. And Macron's party actually lost a lot of momentum and barely got third place, like with 20% of the vote or something. So because of that, even if it was just a safe face, they had to get together and say, oh, in order to defeat the far right, we have to only put up candidates that are slated to win. So what ends up happening in that situation is like if you have an area where like a New Popular Front candidate is going to defeat the nationalist candidate, you pull your candidate out. If you have a area where the Republican candidate is going to win over the Popular Front candidate is going to win, then you pull out the Popular Front candidate. That's basically what happened. Sometimes dudes do in fact rock. This is how they won. It's true. This is how they won. Yeah, there was 210 candidates from the left and center, which pulled out in the second round. It was absolutely massive and unprecedented. Yeah, they made sure not to split the vote against the far right. What do you mean control, though? The president doesn't even have actual veto power without controlling the parliament. I don't see how 3 years of cohabitation would have helped him against the right, except to make him look like a fool. Don't misunderstand me. I think it was a dumb decision regardless, but that is the only way that this makes sense. It doesn't make sense any other way. Why the fuck would he do this? What? He's not stupid. His plots are just too complex for you. Yeah, he has the complexity that I cannot understand. He actually secretly wanted the left to win, I guess. Macron famously said, I've been preparing this for weeks and I'm delighted. I've thrown my grenade at their legs. Now we'll see how they deal with it. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, bro. He threw the grenade at their legs and then they kicked the grenade back to Macron. What is this? It's true and you know it. Emmanuel Macron apology form. Nah, NFP did all the fucking work. Fraud Cron got saved by the left. Is true. I think Macron would rather kill himself than have the left win, dude. There's no shot. Like, I don't think he's a secret Marxist-Leninist or some shit. I think people are ridiculous. The American liberals are so stupid. Breaking. Paris AP. French far right falls short of expectations and trails leftist rivals in legislative elections, pollsters say. But the polls and pundits said, ... never mind. Wait, what? So are people upset about this in America? Like, I'm so confused. Like, why do you care? It's France. You know what I mean? Like, we care because we're nerds. But like, why would any American be like, oh, I can't believe Macron is no longer in power? Or, oh no, like the national is lost. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, American Democrats are upset. What's up? Oh, we're celebrating French socialism and the specter haunting Europe, the specter of communism.
Our girl won.
Oh,
I don't like it. Gotcha, yeah.
He said, "Our girl won?" Question mark. This fucking asshole.
I forgot that
dude.
you were Turkish.
What? What do you mean?
I mean,
what does that have to do with anything?
You're the guys.
You need to pull another chair.
We have to inoculate France against the far right by voting for the far right.
Yeah. You sound, your opinion is shared by every centrist, surprisingly. Yeah, that's how I always do it. They are no longer in a position to govern by themselves or nearly by themselves since 2002, like they have since 2017.
What's the rationale here? They just like he called it because he wanted the far right in. He wanted to discipline the left.
Dude,
what's the
absolutely zero people. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I try to make sense of it, but I mean, he said my thoughts are too complex for the journalist. Yes, you do not understand. I had a very good move here. Our election evening in the Boy Ididathing, Vincennes activist with a crestfallen expression who expected everything except the left in the lead.
Oh, these are right-wing activists.
You can't tell by this fucking ghoul.
I was about to comment on that guy.
Like that guy, 100%. Like it's just that's a Nazi. That's a French Nazi. He's like, oh, Vichy
It's a
France.
universal look, though. That's what they look like in Australia.
Oh,
they're so nervous.
That girl's staring directly at us.
another dude. That last one is also another classic.
Yep.
Another classic look. Get fucked, dude. By the way, one thing to notice that like the French right is pretty fucking young, which is scary to consider. French left is pretty young. French right is also pretty young. Boo!
Alors une réaction?
Backwatch! R.I.P. Buzzer!
Une réaction? Comment vous vous sentez?
Déçu, mais on va continuer demain.
This is pleased with the reactions on RN voters under this tweet.
Oh, they're older. That's
Yeah,
fine.
this is more normal. This is more. But
They're younger.
no, they still have young people, dude. It is like this is the coalition for the nationalists. Like it's like a bunch of young people and like super old racists, like old school racists that are like they want to bring back Vichy France. They were there. They were collaborationists. Once again, Hogwatch. French hogwatch, it hits the same. I need you to understand something. This is why I always say like there is a universality to politics, and that is like everyone is in love with watching the hogs cry. This is like watching pigs squeal is always delectable. I want to watch him cry.
Oh, he's already cried.
We will not be able to kill the Muslim. This is so sad. There is going to be a kebab shop in every corner. No! Funny, right as you cover France politics, your commentary turns to phenotypes, and it's really telling. Yes. It's telling that at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break, and you thought that that was a good fucking 2-parter bait, but it's not, okay? I'm on my shit. I'm back, dude. I'm back in America, goddammit. My feet are firmly planted on U.S. soil right now, bitch. You think you can come at me with that fucking bullshit? At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. If you no longer want to see the ads, all you need to do is subscribe.
I can't tell if it's better or worse than his Aussie accent.
I mean, it sounds better, but I've never met a French person in my life.
We were racists.
I've never met a French person.
No, we met one.
I watched Ratatouille.
Yeah.
What is this? Lucas Jean-Luc?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that
This
one.
is how he
That's
won.
cool.
This is why he won, bro.
It says fuck me.
Yeah.
300 euros.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's cheap.
No.
No, it's not cheap.
Really?
But,
You guys
but
ever
he's
tried
hot,
to
though.
fuck a
He's
man
sexy.
before?
He's sexy.
A man like that.
Yeah.
He's sexy. That's why his price is up.
Yeah.
Like if he like that guy probably goes for less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another stolen election. French Communist Socialist Bloc victorious after making a deal with Macron. Americans are mad that the Nationalists lost in France. Like, it's just, dude, you don't even care. You don't know anything. Shut the fuck up. Oh, there's some tears.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's shaking. Merde.
Merde! Putain!
They've got kids.
Oh, they're crying as well. Look at the girl on the right.
There are going to be Muslims in their classroom.
Yeah, dude. They're going to be forced to wear the hijab. Let's go. Let's go.
They look like the kid from those AI English memes of like the little girl on the school bus with all the laughing Muslims around her.
What is this? The racists are crying. I really died of laughter.
Et ce soir, je pleure encore. Au-delà de... Pour moi, c'est mourir. Pour moi, c'est pareil. Et,
This is insane. Macron's party colluded with the far-left socialists in order to block a Le Pen win. 200 candidates dropped out last week, coalescing against the far right. The socialists won first place. It looks like France will not be saved.
Is that collusion? Is that what that means?
I mean,
I guess
technically he's not wrong, except that's how it works. Like, what do you mean? He's calling it a coup, but like, no, that's literally how this works. This is what happened last time. It's like barely a fucking coalition too. It's not even like a real coalition. Okay, so yeah, they shaved off a little bit more from the new front, new Popular Front, and Ensemble won a bunch more seats overall in the new polling, and RM picked up a bunch too. My followers in the U.S., the overseas district that covers the U.S. and Canada went for the Macronist incumbent. He was facing a left coalition opponent in a two-way runoff. Macronists will do very well in overseas districts.
I guess they were like a global empire, but like what happened? What do you mean, people here? Just foreigners living here?
Yeah, maybe. I think so.
Are we talking about like French Guiana?
I think, yeah, that's what they're talking about.
French Guiana loves Macron.
Or what's the fucking island where they killed people recently?
Oh, New Caledonia.
Yeah, it's just like so fucking far. It's crazy that they still...
We want Muslims coming to New Caledonia.
Yeah, exactly. It's so crazy that they still have that. Like, how is that allowed, bro? Like, I don't understand. Like,
Doesn't America have a bunch of those as well?
Yeah, Guam.
Yeah.
It's so... But, like, it's America. You know what I mean? Like, they have 800 military bases. We basically own Europe. We own your country. So, like... That kind of makes sense for America, but like for France, I'm like, who the fuck are you? How do you get to control the banking system of like many African nations? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. What is this? French leftist leader Jean-Luc Mélenchon reacts to a video of dancing Charizard on his Instagram story. This is why he won.
Non mais non mais je rêve. Il sait même pas essuyer les pieds, monte sur ma table. Non mais attends, je rêve.
Get off my
Tout le
table.
camp.
This is why he won. Many people are saying this.
Yeah, he's up with the memes. I like it.
Yeah. He said, I am dreaming. He's on my table. Go back to Macron. That's what he says to the Charizard. Oh, this is... I unironically believe this played a role in fucking Le Pen losing.
Do you admire Kylian Mbappé, the hero of French soccer?
I'm not much of a football enthusiast. I'll be frank.
Big mistake.
No.
Big fucking mistake. Mbappé has been obviously like shitting on the nationalists a lot.
I think that now, more than ever, we have to go out and vote. There's an emergency. We can't let our country in the hands of these people.
I believe that Mr. Mbappé is a very good footballer, but this tendency for actors, footballers, and singers to come forward and tell French people how they should vote, and particularly to people who earn 13 or 1,400 euros a month, whilst they are millionaires or even billionaires who live abroad. It's starting to not be well received in our country.
Nope. Nope. Yeah. She was like, yeah, stick to football. You make a lot of money. And French people are like, no, that's good. Yeah, that didn't work, I think. I think you probably shouldn't shit on like one of the more popular French people on the planet when you're like, you know, trying to win votes. But yeah,